Hello everybody, Dave Calhoun from the Standard TV and Appliance Kitchen, joined today by Patrick McKee. He's the executive chef from Perlo Restaurant, and he's making some delicious duck. So let's talk about what you're making today.
Okay, so we're definitely in season for duck right now. I do gotta say, again, thanks to Nikki USA for providing these are Peking Duck Breasts. I've been dealing with Nikki for, I don't know, 14 years or so right now. Purveyors of wild game, specialty meats, top of the line, best company in town to work for. It's great working with somebody so local. Now's a great time to be working with duck. I think that duck is something that can be manipulated really well depending on what you want to do. I feel like I've got something pretty special here with what we've got going on today. So, you know, me and the rubs we got going on. So what I've done with this, you've got to see it's slowly kind of render the fat off in here right now. If you want to take a peek at that.
Well, and duck, honestly, is the hardest thing for me to find something good to do with. Most of my buddies are either making pepperoni or
right.
putting in some kind of sausage and just grinding it up. But, you know, finding something that takes some of the gaminess out,
right.
the oiliness, and really makes it delicious, and I'm hoping that's
right.
what we're going for.
Well, what we're doing definitely is we're searing the fat end of here because I like to use a lot of the duck fat to cook in other preparations. We'll show you what we're doing here in a little bit with the vegetables we've cooked in duck fat also.
Okay.
So, which is good. But what I like to do is, my wife is from Central Mexico and I take a lot of inspiration from her and her family. So one of the things I've got going today is her mother's mole is going with this. But in addition to that, what I've done is I've rubbed this with a little bit of chocolate, and a little bit of chili, and some black pepper and fennel as well.
Well, that's the mole sauce that I've had in the past. It was very sweet, had a chocolate kind of
Absolutely, there's actually chocolate inside.
Okay.
Chocolate, chilies, she won't give me all of the ingredients, of course. But it makes it so that this becomes very approachable. You know, for somebody like me, I like to have my guests all feel like they're not out of their bounds when they're having something like duck. Maybe they haven't had it before. So I feel like this is something that's pretty easy to do. Again, a little bit of spice rub, a little bit of salt and pepper. I've rendered all of this duck fat out of here, which is what you want to do because this is really flabby and it can be very unpleasant to bite into if you haven't. So what I've done, you can hear it sizzling. So I've rendered all of that out. And then what I've done is with an array of some of the local vegetables that we have. So I've got some rainbow colored carrots here that I've pre-cooked with a little bit of sugar, butter, and a little bit of water. Okay. And then I have some fennel. I've got everybody at the restaurant will laugh, I'm a big fennel fan.
Almost looked like an artichoke heart.
Right, a little bit. So, and this was cooked with a little bit of white wine and a little bit of olive oil real slow in the oven. And then I just finished with a little bit, they call these sunchokes, or sometimes they can be referred to as Jerusalem artichokes. And here we again, notice we're doing kind of this one pot cook. So I've got everything in here and then we're just gonna heat everything up. So I've got the duck rendered. We're gonna go right into the oven at this point.
Okay.
So one other thing I did not mention real quick, so we rendered on this duck fat. So I was talking about using the duck fat. What I like to do is just to kind of keep some of that duck fat in the pan because it's really gonna flavor these vegetables very nicely. So again, we've got a nice little array of things here. And then I'm gonna slice the duck breast here in a second. Let's see what we got, that's really great. So, oops, pull this off and let it rest. And then the mole again, man, so a little bit of vegetable stock.
Okay.
So it's real thick, comes like a paste. So this is how I get it from my my mother-in-law.
So you get it as a paste, and then basically you add stuff to try to reduce it, take it down to a little more watery.
Just make it a little bit of liquid, helps make it so that you can spread it around on a plate, which is what we want to do. I also add a little pinch of toasted cumin to it as well. There's so much stuff in here, you really don't need a whole lot of manipulation to it, other than making sure that you don't make it too thin, because it'll really kind of mute the flavor. So, and then see how it is here. That's just how you kind of want to do it there, just like so.
And then you're going to slice the duck and place it on there?
I sure will. You know, we got a nice array of vegetables here. These vegetables come from Groundwork Organics down in Junction City, Oregon. I definitely like using a lot of farmers to procure as much of our produce and our meats as we can. I like to stay in season as much as we can. Sometimes if we can, I like to manipulate the menu maybe once a week. Everything depends on what the farmer has and what the farmer doesn't have.
How often would you say that you're making duck dishes at Perlo?
We're actually making this very duck dish there right now.
and that'll run just through the season, or is that something that you run all year?
Well, what I wanted to do was to run through this season, because this time of year that we have right now is perfect for duck. We've got the nice root vegetables that are happening. Goes really well with the mole from my mother-in-law. Everything just kind of ties in nicely, so it's a great warm dish. That's what I like to see. One other good thing with duck that it is nice to have is like duck leg. Like braised duck leg is also really great to have. You can put it in a salad. You can use it as a meat for a pasta course. You see it in a lot in like Italy. So a wide variety of things to use.
Perfect, looks great.
So anyway, you ready to dive in there, my friend?
Okay, I'm gonna dig into this here. I'm gonna try a little end piece and get some of that mole sauce on there. Boy, that's tender. That's great.
Awesome.
Yeah. You know, I worry about duck because I haven't had a lot of well-prepared duck, and most time it was very gamey. This is really nice, soft, nothing overpowering. The mole sauce, not too sweet. Doesn't taste like sugary like the one that I had before.
Right.
This is excellent. Well, thanks for this wonderful dish. I'll have to get you out in the duck blend and we'll make some of that ourselves.
Definitely.
For more information, go to the NBC Sports Northwest website. We'll have the recipe on there. And as always, if you don't want to make it yourself, you can visit Patrick at Perlo Restaurant. And thanks for joining me today.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.